All right, it's time for the last match of the day, the most anticipated one, I would say by quite a big margin, because we have Kolento versus Thijs, two of the most well-known European players in all of professional Hearthstone. Before we go into it, let's quickly examine the brackets to show how we've got this far and what we can expect. Artosis, run me down the first three matches we had today.
All right, well, we opened up with Mr. Yagut against Kor, and you know what? Mr. Yagut had some crazy decks in here this weekend. I mean, he had a Miracle with Karn. He had, the
Hunter.
He had a very weird way of playing Warrior, and then this Hunter deck that just, I don't even know, like Azure Drakes and Defender of Argus. It was very different, but very cool. But unfortunately, he didn't make it through. Then we had Number Guy against Freezer. Number Guy with that reverse all kill once again. That's like all he's done this entire time at this tournament. Freezer with some great plays, but wasn't able to pull that out. And then, of course, Green Sheep just 3-0'd Fisho with a Shaman deck here.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, I mean, things just kind of went his way. I think both of them really great players, and Green Sheep should do well at BlizzCon.
It seems like the younger players, in terms of Number Guy and Green Sheep, are able to keep their nerves and collect themselves, which is very impressive. Two young guys in Kolento and Thijs as well. They're not like Quar, who's a father and who has a job and everything else. Nimsh, give me a little bit of examination here of what this series means to you, because you are a teammate of Kolento and you've played Thijs multiple times. Is there a person that you feel like is advantaged, or is it completely even?
I think it's. I think the series is really even. Like both of the guys, Kolento and ThijsNL, they are the juggernauts of Europe. It's like Kolento is really rocking the ladder all the time. Like he's easily getting the first place with any deck. Like he's just getting a troll deck and he's getting the first place. Where Thijs is like the tournament mastermind. He's like playing all the small and big online tournaments and he's getting first, second, third. It's like, it's hard to get to top 8 like consistently, but Thijs is a person who's not only getting to top 8, he's just winning those events like one after another. He was winning like I think 7 Zotaks. He won 7 Zotaks in a row or something like that. So he's definitely a player who's really good at tournaments, really composed. He's not that nervous. So those guys are really the highlight of today.
Absolutely. Now we do have the classes known for these players, but we don't know the Voidos just like it. So let's look at their lineup real quick. So Vitz, give me some rundown of who do you think has the advantage. It looks somewhat similar. Does the Druid matter more than the Paladin here in either one's favor?
I can't really tell a difference between this list, like who would be favored or so. I mean, I guess there's a good counter for the Shaman for Thijs. He does have, they actually both have it. Okay, so now we can see the bans.
Looks like a Priest being taken out. Thijs getting rid of that Priest, I think because he is really known as a very good Shaman player. And, his other class he's very good at, of course, is Warlock, where he's so good at handlock. And it looks like Kolento has banned that.
All right, well, now with the lineup known, do anybody guys want to take any kind of predictions? I mean, we're trying to give people a little bit of edge or preview, because some people don't know Thijs or Kolento, but let's go quickly down the line. Yeah. Artosis, give me some predictions here.
Thijs is going to take this one down. I think it's going to be 3-2, but it could be 3-1.
All right, Thijs, and you know what? You've been picking up from the beginning. I like the consistency, sticking with your line.
He's got it.
Savitz.
I really don't know who's going to take this down. Both of these players are really top players of the Europe. I was kind of hoping they would both get through, but as it stands, they're playing against each other, and that won't happen. So my prediction is that it's going to be 3-2 one way or another.
All right, and then Nimsh.
I agree. I really want Kolento to win and to advance to BlizzCon as his teammate. But I really respect both of the players, and I feel, as Savitz, like this will be a 3-2, and I really hope that there will be no misplays, and we'll see the cleanest Hearthstone game ever.
You guys are weak. Frodan, who do you think is going to win?
Kolento, it got to be. The guy's the hottest player in Hearthstone, and I guess that balances out the opinions. 1 vote each and 2 abstains. Meanwhile, we're going to go to the match ceremonies as Rachel is prepared for the players, and let us know what you guys think. Once again, hashtag Road to BlizzCon. Get them in. I'll be reading them as we get ready for our last match of the day.
Thank you so much, guys. I'm back here on stage, and these guys are already up here for me, so let's make things easy on them. You guys are the last ones today. We're going to do this chill style. So, Kolento, talk to me. What's going on here? You are about to go to BlizzCon. Maybe. What do you think your odds are?
A bit more than 50, probably. 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50? 50?
Well, you guys are both well known for creating some of the most popular decks in Hearthstone. What do you feel like when you run against a deck that you created or that's very similar to you created when you're playing ranked?
All decks are pretty similar, and I don't feel like it's mine deck.
That's very nice of you. That's very generous. A lot of people feel very possessive about their decks. I don't know if you feel that way, Thijs.
I feel comfortable. Like, I think I can take this series. I feel comfortable.
You think you can take this series? You're going to look him in the eye and say that?
I feel comfortable. I think I can take this series.
This is the closest to trash talk we've gotten all day, gentlemen. Well, I'm going to bring you in here. More than ever, we need a handshake between our two players. Lovely. Look at that. All right, what do we got going on here? We all set? All right, I think we're all set, guys. Why don't you get yourselves comfortable? You might have to hang out with me a little longer. We're going to give it back to the casters. These guys are all settled now. Up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Rachel. What a wonderful job she's been doing handling the stage. And you hear those heavy-hitting words Thijs had for Kolento. He thinks he can win. I don't know how Kolento's going to rebound off of that one mentally.
Thijs is easily the #1 trash talker in the game.
Those Dutch people, man.
Confidence, like...
I mean, Reynad, Ecop, move aside. This is all about Thijs right now, okay? And
I mean, Thijs took
so
a flag
funny,
of Netherlands and planted it inside of Kolento's mind. That's how deep he is inside. Guys, our last series of the day is about to begin, and we've predicted a lot of fun stuff, but we do want to remind you once more that there is going to be another North American event happening this weekend, October 5th and 6th. Find out more at battle.net or at nationalesl.com and find out more about what ESL is doing for the NA event. It's going to be so fun, the fact that we're going to have another portion to see who's going to get those 4 spots in North America.
yeah, that's going to be so exciting. I can't wait. And you get to go and do that one as well. So, I mean, you get the greatest Hearthstone host
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of
in
fun.
the world.
I can't wait. I mean, there's lots of great players involved for North America, and it's going to be a really fun event for sure. So I can't wait to see it. And at the same time, we don't want to take away from what DreamHack's done here. They've done a fantastic job. I mean, look at the set, right? Savitz, this is like the craziest production value you've seen in a tournament ever.
Yeah, I mean, it has been absolutely amazing. Like moving from the Monster Studio to here, and now they're playing at the arena. It's just amazing.
Yeah, Nimsh, you know, we've done some tournaments together, and we've done a lot of online stuff. What does this mean for the Hearthstone scene to continue to expand its production value and show like the player stories and be able to explore this avenue of tournaments?
I feel like this is another benchmark, and we came this far, and right now this event is just amazing. Like the cameras, the angles. Like I was at this stage at when the last match was happening. After the win, there was a fire and explosions and everything, and the atmosphere was just insane. It's like, I'm not sure if you can grasp it for the screen, but the feelings, the emotions, like they're just emanating from the stage and the players. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want to thank the DreamHack guys and doing all kinds of cool stuff, whether it's the 360 cameras, the cool rainbow keyboard shots where you get the overall bird's eye view. Those kinds of things have been really cutting edge.
It's actually the best production we've had in esports so far is literally exactly this tournament here. You know, especially yesterday. I think if you didn't get to see it, definitely go back and watch because there hasn't been anything in esports of this level yet. I mean, we've seen it all. Have you guys ever seen anything better? You haven't. I'll answer for you.
Not really.
It's been a fantastic tournament. Big props to the producers that we have, all the production, everyone working on this. Blizzard, of course, for putting it on.
Yeah.
You guys for coming up here. I mean, this has been an amazing event and a team effort, no doubt.
Absolutely. You know, Blizzard doesn't get enough credit for doing this the way that it is. This is Hearthstone's first big year in terms of the championship. Last year, it was much smaller in terms of how BlizzCon was prepared. And, of course, Dan, you were a part of that. At the same time, it's getting much bigger at the moment. No one can deny the growth of Hearthstone. And Blizzard, what they did, instead of sticking to traditional formats, they experimented a little bit. Maybe tried doing round of 128 Swiss. They tried getting qualifiers from all different kinds of spots. So if you didn't get a seed into BlizzCon, it felt like you had hundreds of chances in order to get it. So by all means, it is a story of the underdogs. That's why you see guys like Quar, Green Sheep, and even Number Guy to a certain extent, even though he's on a well-respected team, be able to make a name for themselves.
That's right, and we have one of the players now that's going to go to BlizzCon who already has a big name for himself. This is the match of the day, guys. Make sure you get on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, every website you know about, and let people know. Get in here right now. This is the match of the tournament. This is something that could be the BlizzCon finals. It's so good.
I believe it. I believe it. I can't believe that these two guys are
I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. The player who wins this out of these two is the favorite to win the World Championships this year.
Wow.
I certainly
Strong
agree.
words.
This is really strong, but it's certainly true.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's finally time. The last match. Who will claim the remaining spot for BlizzCon later this year, Kolento or Thijs? Gentlemen, take it away.
Thank you very much, Frodan. Here we go, guys. I am so stoked. What do they open with? It looks like it is going to be Priest against Shaman. Thijs open up with early lead. Ancestral Spirit. What am I looking at? Guys, talk to me. Ancestral Spirit.
This is Kolento, and Kolento and Thijs, both guys are deck builders. They are not afraid to bring new decks to the fold, and we haven't seen this from Kolento before. And Kolento is
You're
just
on his team. You haven't seen this?
I haven't seen this.
That's awesome.
He just kept it a secret, like totally. And we're talking about this before. Like Kolento streaming a lot. We thought that this is giving him a disadvantage because people can see his decks.
Yeah.
But he can use it against his opponents because he can actually play decks that he hasn't streamed. Like something totally new, that unexpected.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have to say something real quick before you chime in, Savitz, before it leaves my mind, because I don't always have really great ideas about this, but I want to say that this makes this matchup a lot better because Priest never runs more than one silence. And Ancestral Spirit, what do you, I mean, that's something that you can put on something like a Fire Elemental. It's going to come right back.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. I mean,
like, nah,
I'm really excited to see this deck from Kolento. I mean, he's a great deck builder, and if he I haven't seen the Ancestral Spirit Shaman work that well in the past, but if Kolento brings it here, it does work. He wouldn't bring something that he's not comfortable playing with.
But on the other side, guys, this matchup is pretty tough for Shaman anyway, and Thijs got his removal cards. He has the Pyromancer, he has Circle of Healing, and Power Shield, which is pretty dreadful for the Shaman deck.
Yeah, with these classes, I would think that Thijs is still like heavily favored, even though the Ancestral Spirit might mix things up a little bit.
Well, you know, the shock factor definitely can play a role. That's something that we see in tournament play much more than the latter, you know, where one card different in your deck actually can just swing the game right in your favor when it's something a little bit crazy, like the Ancestral Spirit may end up being.
Absolutely, and the unknown factor for Thijs, he won't see it coming.
Well, it's only one Ancestral Spirit that we've seen. Maybe there is something else as well.
Well, we also saw Cairn, and that's not something you usually put in your deck as a Shaman, so I would expect there to be something like a Sylvanas, and we might even see...
Reincarnate? Could we see Reincarnate?
We could see
Baron
Reincarnate.
Rivender.
We could see Baron Riven there. You never know.
Wow, that would be just crazy.
New metagame confirmed.
I wish Kolento just...
Reincarnate the Baron Rivendare, and then when he dies, what happens? That's like infinity Baron Rivendares, right? Like,
I wish Kolento just drew like 10 cards right now so we could see what's in there. I can't wait to see.
all right, well, both these guys obviously going to think a lot. I expect this to be a long match. I expect it to be a pretty close one overall. But definitely, I think you do have to hand the heads up to Thijs with just the deck selection. And, you know, that is such a big part of it, is choosing the right deck to start with.
Yeah, really good call here starting with the Priest.
You think it was like, wow, already has that Nerubian out.
Yeah, it was an interesting... I mean, it was an obvious choice to play Flame 2000, but Kolento still was thinking about other options because you will also play Feral Spirit, but then you are overruling yourself. So being able to remove that Dark Cultist and build up the board was a pretty good move.
Well, looks like we may see him try to dig just a little bit here. Deal some damage with that Pyro to get rid of these spiders at least.
That clears the spiders easily.
There is an Organized Soul Priest. That's a huge draw for the next turn.
It sure is. That's bad news for Kolento.
Yeah, especially if he does something like plays those Spirit Wolves. That would be
that
huge.
would be crushing.
That's even better because right now this turn was like a statement. Hey, I don't have my Okanai and the Circle of Healing, and getting that Okanai for the next turn. Like Kolento right now can think, hey, there was no answer for that, so I can overextend.
Yeah, and I think that making a play like that's fine. He would have to have drawn it literally from that or on the next turn. That would be pretty lucky,
Yeah.
so you kind of discount that as a possibility sometimes. The thing is, I think here, with a board like this, well, actually, this guy's at 3 health. I could see him doing something like Defender of Argus.
Yeah, he could. I wouldn't be surprised at all. He could also just drop the Inventor and maybe a trade.
Okay. Not too bad. He does go with this
Priest
Defender.
can often have tough time dealing with low health minions. Something like a Holy Nova wouldn't actually do all that much in the end. It would only kill the Nerubian.
It's also playing around Shadow Madness at some point. Like, Shaman has such a hard time playing minions with only 2 attack. And the later it goes into the game, the worse it becomes.
Absolutely.
Well, you think it's a clear here? It looks like he wants to.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
We'll go ahead
too
and clear.
threatening for him.
But it's not that bad for Kolento here, because
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
Priest did have to use the clear, and it's 1 clear out of the way, 1 Pyromancer is out of the way, and Priest only has 4 cards in hand.
That Belzer is a really nice draw.
Yeah.
All the other options that he had would just been stolen away by the Cabal Shadow Priest.
Well, it looks like I would imagine he's going to go ahead and kill this off. Don't really see anything else he can do here. Maybe drop the...
One of the Blade Monsters.
yeah. Build his board up a little bit at least.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to, because he has 2 of those. If he only had 1, I mean, if the situation was a bit different, but here I feel like he should be trying to put a little bit more pressure on Kolento.
So you don't think he should drop the Blade Master?
He should. I think he should.
Yeah.
He should pressure Kolento.
Okay, yeah.
1 Blade Master,
Yeah, one.
and
just
kill
one.
the Belcher after
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Hero power that and trade in the Orkanai and then play one of the Blade Masters.
Yeah, it makes sense. Also, that Northside Cleric is pretty important, because if Kolento is able to use Ancestral Spirit and cards like Karen, at some point he will be able to just spawn the board with minions. So if this comes like in a couple of turns when Thijs is out of cards and Kolento is starting to play those cards like Karen and Ancestral Spirit, then he might swing the game. But
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
yeah, I mean, like, but when you have a Northside Cleric, you at least have a chance to draw some cards to be able to draw into the answers.
Yeah, Ty's a bit hesitant there. I think he was scared of Fire Elemental. That Blade Master would have been just the perfect target for it. But good for Tides, there is no Fire Elemental just yet.
Well, Kolento on this turn has to decide what he wants to go ahead and do. See his hand is saying it. What do you like here? Like, he already used a board clear. Do you think that the Feral Spirits and the Manatide Totem is fine?
I think it's the strongest thing
Yeah.
you can do.
I agree.
I like it. I do.
And those go really well together.
Well, do you steal the Manatide or do you steal a Wolf coming up?
I would be tempted to take the Manatide,
Yeah.
but I mean, I wouldn't.
If you don't, you're letting Shaman just draw
Yeah,
extra
I mean-
cards.
Yeah, I think he has to take the Manatide. You don't want to give Shaman cards.
It's also interesting how many targets Kolento now has on board that are possible targets for Cabal Shadow Priest.
You know what?
That's true.
If he didn't have this Lightning Storm in hand, this could be like kind of messy. If you kill a Wolf and you steal the Manatide, he can't kill both the 1 health 4/3 or 4/1 now and the Manatide with what he has out there. So that would be another reason why I would really think about taking this Manatide.
Yeah. It seems like he might want to go. I would be tempted to take the Manatide. It doesn't only draw you a card, it also denies 1 card from your opponent.
Yeah.
So it's kind of 2 cards in a way. 2 cards in the card
Absolutely.
battle.
I really like it. And not just that, it's like he has to commit something into hitting it, which, I mean, you're not looking to save your life, though. That doesn't matter. But perhaps one of your minions lives that wouldn't have that turn.
Well, it's a choice between board position and card advantage.
Yeah.
And against the Shaman, board position is really important. So he is valuing board presence.
But
more.
that Manatide is going to be a huge problem.
It
I
is.
mean, he doesn't
Wow.
have an answer for it next turn either, so not only did he miss on drawing 1 card, Kolento might be drawing 2 or even more from it.
I guess he was betting that there is a Lightning Storm. Like, he did take his chance that no AoE is there so that he can actually win the board with the minions he has.
Well, as it is right now, this is pretty tough. Like, I like the position of this Shaman, even though I don't think that, for instance, Thijs is out at all yet. He's completely fine. He's drawing some extra cards. Still, we've had some really good turns from Kolento.
Well, looking at this board, Thijs has a lot of drawing potential, and he has a 4/5. And Kolento only has like what, the one mana Tide totem that can attack for 2. So he needs to develop the board anyway. And there is the Ancestral Spirit, but
I feel like, would you hex this 4/5 to try to keep your mana Tide alive?
It's an option for sure. Then he could also play the Harvest Golem.
He's a Holy Nova would be pretty.
I think he
pretty
will hex
solid.
by the way, you've seen Cabal Shadow Priest, so you know that one is out of the way. So now you're more safe to play the two attack minions.
Yeah.
It's all about making good predictions and making good calls based on the predictions you make.
Well, he does go ahead and hex that. As long as there's no Holy Nova, it's not going to go terribly wrong. And, all right, let's see. Gets a Sludge Belcher. Does have this Holy Fire that he could work with. And still, that Mana Tide, this is such a pain. Unless he Holy Fires it, that thing is here to stay. Thing is, he could, like, attack into it, for instance, and use a heal on the Northshire, draw 2 cards, and if he gets into Holy Nova, that becomes fantastic.
Absolutely.
Like, he can just wreck this board then. Oh, okay. That's not... I'm actually confused why he wouldn't just put a damage on the Mana Tide instead, and then heal his own Northshire.
Yeah.
That would just be a better play. But he doesn't find anything with it anyways, so it probably won't end up mattering, but it seems to me like that would be a little bit better there
I'm
for
just
Thijs.
shocked, because every time we are watching Priest versus Shaman, it seems like Priest has an utter control and is just winning past turn 6. And right now, it's a stalemate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that Kolento is actually winning, but it's not like Thijs is dominating this game.
Oh,
He's
that's
far
rough.
from it.
Having to Holy Fire to Mana Tide.
Yeah, that is definitely not something you wanted to target with that.
Thijs might be really regretting the decision not to steal it earlier. It gave him so much trouble. Kolento drew 2 cards. He missed on 1 throw, and in the end he had to Holy Fire it. 5 damage on a 0/3, which already drew a couple of cards.
Yeah. Well, you know, Shaman is not supposed to have this many cards in hand against Priest at this point in the game, unless you're Cupcake and you're just sitting there trying to fatigue him.
Not at all. I think this shows how favorable the matchup is for the Priest. Even with the Mana Tide getting insane value, still the cards are somewhat even.
Yeah. Well, he does have his double Northshire out, and he's drawn 4 cards off of them so far, so that's pretty good. It looks like he probably will end up losing one this game, though, unfortunately. And look at all this card draw out of Kolento.
Yeah, he's drawing a lot of cards, he has a strong board, and right now we are not looking at any possible clear from Thijs with his Priest.
No, I mean, the combos that he needs are Wild Pyro into maybe a Holy Nova and something else, or just that, or Orkanai in the circle. But he doesn't have even one piece of those combos.
Yeah, he only has strong minions. He also has a Mind Control, but I'm not sure if Mind Control is a good play in here. Like, I would play double Belcher maybe, or...
Yeah, it's an option. He has to take some risks at this point.
Yeah, it's very rough. You know, having already used one of the combos, guess it draws specifically into exactly the right thing here.
There's like no good play at all. Like,
he can draw another card if he wants, but...
Well, double Belcher is certainly not bad, I'd say. Sylvanas is okay. But Belcher and Dark Cultist is better, I feel. Like, you want to develop some kind of board to be able to trade and have good trades starting next turn.
But how do you build it?
You know, a lot of this I think goes back to not dealing without stealing the Mana Tide right away, because he's kind of, now he's drawn so many cards, he's drawn other cards that draw cards. I heard you like cards, so I get you draw cards with your draw card. You know, like exhibit type stuff going on here, and
you're forced to heal your opponent's totem. And by the way, Kolento has 3 minions with 4 attack on board. How sick is that?
That's, yeah. Somehow things like this work out for a player of his skill.
It's like Kolento is the only player to turn Shaman into an anti-priest deck.
Yeah. Well, and all your cards have 4 attack, and they all draw you cards as well. I guess that's just good against Priest. It's so slow.
For sure.
Double Undertaker. Like, if he wins with this Shaman deck, those Undertakers can do a lot of work in the future games.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't wait until after this tournament we get all the deck lists.
Me neither.
I have to say.
Try
Really
them on
want to see
ladder.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe tournaments too.
I feel like I would for sure kill the Sludge Belcher and use this Earth Shock with it, you know?
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
using Gnomish Inventor, which already drew you a card to do that, I would just feel so happy.
Earthshock maybe. Clear the rest, attack the Cleric, attack the Dark Cultist last. Seems like a good play.
Well, Priest gave you an information that, hey, I can't deal with your board. It's tough. I better just play minions because that's the only thing I can do right now. So clearing those minions and just keeping your advantage is a pretty good idea, I'd say.
Yeah, and even if he were to like have the combo in hand right now and remove this board, we still have a pretty decent hand from Kolento. I mean, obviously,
The hand
it's not
size.
quite as good.
Yeah, the hand size is decent, but
Yeah.
I mean, he does have those Undertakers and
Holy Nova top deck.
wow.
Definitely
He had
very
to get
important.
it right now to have a chance at this. And now he does.
Well, that'll just leave the 4-1 Drake, it looks like.
Yep, not too bad.
It's so funny that Undertakers will actually get buffed by the Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, no.
With that Holy Nova draw, Thijs still has a decent chance in this.
Yeah.
But that's a good draw. Now he can play the Undertakers as 3/4s.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Double Undertaker into Harvest Golem to Sludge Belcher.
That's pretty crazy. And then he's back to, I have to draw Akanai and Circle right now.
So I heard you clear my board. Try it again and again and again. And that's why Undertaker is such a good card, because even in the end game, you're able to play it as a pretty strong minion.
Yeah, if you hold it. I mean, as long as you have one Death Rattle guy to play with it, he's not that bad. 1 mana for a 2/3. You know,
No,
it's-
not at all.
And 1 mana for a 3/4 that
Yeah,
can grow
well, that's-
next turn
Wow.
again.
It's pretty crazy. Especially in a deck like this that runs the Harvest Golems, that runs the Sludge Belchers. I'm not sure what else he has in here. But even with just a few minions, you get 1 pump on an Undertaker, it's completely worth it.
Okay, he's deciding to get for to go for a totem.
This is interesting.
I think that should have caught Thijs off guard. We didn't see that when Kolento played this last night against Fisho.
I guess he figured that he's unlikely to get much value out of that Ancestral Spirit later, so he just wanted to throw it here.
He was able to establish the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good play.
Yeah, having a full health Drake, I mean, you can't complain too much about that. It is a 4-attack minion, does have spell power, which is great for Shaman.
Yep. And he dealt with the Belcher.
And
I
it costs
think
him only
the-
2 mana to do, so it's like, that's pretty good value, I would say.
It's kind of 2 mana 4/4
Yeah.
with spell power.
I might be
Yeah.
biased, but I think like this play was brilliant from the Shaman's perspective. Sometimes I'm often seeing players being stuck with the abilities and like spells in hand that are reactive, and you don't have the board. And here Kolento, instead of just playing the board with the obvious play, just dropping those Undertakers and stuff, he was able to use the cards that are useless if you don't have the board to establish the board, and he still has the follow-up in the good cards in his hand.
I completely agree, saying that card would have been so difficult to get a good use out of, and now he found a good time to get decent value out of it.
Well, this is why Kolento
really
is
good.
known as one of the very best players in the world. Really showing it here this entire weekend. Really, he's been one of these guys. Him and Frezar and Thijs, I feel like, have just played out of their minds well this time.
Absolutely.
It's really considering the Black Knight. I'm not surprised at all about this, to be honest.
I think he feels like that if he was to.
I think it's just he needs a body on the board. The rest of his plays were like really suspect.
Yeah, with the Sylvanas, he probably felt that if there's a Hex in Kolento's hand, he would fall too far behind.
Yeah.
But in the priest position there, I would have probably, instead of going for face for 1, I would have hit the defender and then just heal up the slime, because it feels like the damage to face is completely irrelevant at this point, and getting the 1 damage in on the defender
The question
could be
is
more useful.
The question is, Saviz, being the priest, what do you think your opponent has in hand? Like seeing
Mind
ancestral
control.
spirits. No, like being Thijs, like what would you expect Kolento to have after ancestral spirit and
Well, if you're playing Ancestral Spirit, you're probably playing Reincarnates too, and a Bloodlust. I've seen you on the ladder. I've seen you on the ladder rank 17 Shaman.
I would be expecting the Cairn, and I would be expecting more death rattles. We already saw some of that stuff come out, but I would be thinking that there's a lot of death rattles in there. For sure Sylvanas, for sure Cairn. I mean, we haven't actually seen the Sylvanas, so it might not be there. I haven't seen the deck list, but I would expect it to be there.
just abuse the Thrall as a keyword? Like abuse the Thrall keyword, like have as many good Thrall cards as possible.
Yeah. But only good ones, obviously, but I would expect there to be a lot.
Oh, he steals an Alakir here.
And
Wow.
golden halted creeper.
But how can he get good value out of it?
Well, right now he definitely can't.
What he wanted to see with that Thought Steal was Lightning Storm.
Yes.
Not quite getting it though.
Thing is, only one left in the deck, so pretty hard to fish that one out.
Oh my god, that Karen will actually buff the Undertakers as well. How good is that card now?
Wow. Wow.
I have no time for games.
Well, he's going to go ahead and clean up this totem. Is there actually any merit in hitting the Sludge Belcher? I don't think so.
I don't think so as well. I mean, no.
No, it makes it too easy for him to trade.
How much damage is this?
A lot?
5, 7, 9, 13, plus 6.
You add as much damage with the Alakir as you do by just playing your other two minions.
I believe that's 19 right now.
Or close to that, at least.
Well, the problem is his board will be just full. But I still feel
Don't worry,
like
stuff will eventually die. Like, this is not the Naxxramas quest where somehow there's all going to be one attack and you're done.
yeah, I feel like you can still play double the Thrall minions. And Saviz was talking about it before. Like, Priest doesn't have that many, or maybe it was Froden. Like, there are not that many taunts.
You know how many 4 attack minions he'd have out if he plays both those Death Rattles? And, like, half this stuff has Death Rattle. This is like an impossible to clear board. And the thing is, most of these will have 5 health as well. So even Auchenai's Circle doesn't even do anything.
This board is just so
You
strong.
can't even pyro with that. Like, it's just... This is such an invincible board he's building.
Kolento has to expect the mind control, so I would be really surprised if there was an Alakir coming out. Oh, but
Wow.
so he might do some trades maybe in that case.
Okay, okay. Throw your Defender of Argus into him. And then just go face, I guess. Oh, no.
Oh, he is taking...
Oh, he actually roped there.
Did he miss any attacks? I don't think so.
I don't
Yeah, he
think
did.
missed.
The last Undertaker missed the attack.
Oh, okay. By the way, that Sylvanas Death Rattle, what a disappointment for
Yeah,
Thijs.
that's-
That's just
brutal.
heartbreaking.
He has a 1/1 totem. He can attack with it.
Thanks, Simsh.
Kolento getting a bit roped there. I mean, he should have, if he was killing the Sylvanas, he should have went face with like the most of the stuff, in case something like Alakir gets controlled.
Okay, we are
Yeah.
hyping Kolento a lot, but guys, he's just a normal guy, and this is his first tournament like
That's
on
true.
this scale. You're on a big stage. Like,
Look at this. Thijs is actually turning it around.
Yeah, he is. I mean, the matchup is Priest favored, but Kolento built like this unbelievably unstoppable board, and it just got torn apart. Even though he got the worst Sylvanas trade you could ever imagine, he's still completely in this game.
oh my god,
Wow.
if he would just go face, that would be so much better with this Rogue Rider top deck.
Let's not forget that he missed 2 damage. So if this ends up where Thijs lives by 2 points of health, that's pretty rough.
What I was saying, by the way, is that if you're at this uncomfortable spot, nervous, tired, you can be secure. Like, you're not even realizing the fact that you're playing safe. So instead of like going for face and then grabbing the win, like, oh my god, I have to trade the board because I might lose if I lose the board. So people just naturally they get more secure, and then they make subpar plays.
Actually, do you know what? I was talking to Admirable, and he was saying that the weakness of Kolento, because he's like definitely one of the best players in the world, is he actually trades a bit too much. So what you're saying actually really strikes home with me here, that, you know, he's like, well, I'm just going to trade. And in this case, should he have gone to face a bit more instead of trade in everything? Like, what is Sylvanas really going to do if you have like these 3 attack taunt minions? Is she's going to be at 5-2?
Yeah, we can see that they are going for just dropping like a harvest column, going for face, dropping at the harvest column, dropping the care, and just going for face with everything would have been a stronger play. But if you Kolento, you might be a bit worried that there is already like one piece of the combo in Ty's hand, and he draws the another one. That's it, the second one on the next go.
Huh? Well, he does get a rock biter here.
Yeah.
Not really the greatest draw right now. Is he going to double rock biter himself?
Hero and kill Alakir and then go 8 for face.
I think he's gonna use one rock biter on the Undertaker maybe to kill off that. And
you'd prefer the Undertaker over Karn? You'd rather have 1 4-2 Karn than
it depends. How much do you value the death rattle?
I don't know if he does right now. Like, I'm sure it's really cool when he has that ancestral spirit, but he's already used it. We don't know that he has 2 of those in there. That's kind of a clunky card to play 2 of, right?
Yeah, I don't know the rest of his deck, so
yeah.
It's actually really difficult to predict.
Well, the thing is
he gonna use the rock biter?
The thing is, like, if he gives Thijs any opening, Thijs will definitely use it. He's really an experienced player. He knows how to play control decks.
I think that was a really good play, by the way, just using his own life total, because you may as well just keep your board big here. They're both 4 attack, but he's got nothing left. If Thijs can clear this, he can absolutely take this game, but he has almost no time now.
Yeah, like Kolento's life total is like irrelevant right now, so I can understand using both rock biters on himself instead of a minion.
What is just shocking to me is that he again has 2 minions with 4 attack. Like, how many 4 attack minions do you have in Shaman deck? It's supposed to have 2 attack minions all the time.
God, this hand by Thijs has nothing it can do right now. Like, I think he's gonna Loatheb, heal himself, and play the little spider guy, like, or maybe the 3/2. There's just not a lot he can do.
Yeah, I mean,
so like a lightning bolt is
really
deadly.
weak, but
he has 11, right?
Yeah, lightning bolt is lethal, fire elemental is lethal, rock biters were just used, but
wait,
flame tongue
is
would
it
be
just
lethal.
it? Okay, it's not.
Well, that's 10. But that allows him to get rid of that 1 minion at least.
He is an
he's trading. Wow. Well, it leaves it at 2 health, I guess, but I'm really surprised at that trade. I feel like that should have gone face.
Now we can see some wildfire stuff happen, I would imagine.
This game is so close. If Kolento loses it, if Thijs is able to stabilize, that will be just insane.
Pretty sure we're gonna see a wildfire thought steal, and Thijs is gonna be just hoping to get another spell.
Yeah. If he can grab a hex.
That would be amazing.
That would be so amazing.
It would really swing the game in his favor.
He can use the Shadow Word Death on the...
Oh, there it is! He can completely clear this.
Oh my
God, what is happening?
I cannot believe he just got a hex. He is going to clear this whole board. He's going to heal himself up. I cannot believe this. This is so crazy.
This is just an insane game.
What a thought steal there.
I cannot. Oh my. That's like exactly what he needed. Look at this. He's even going to heal the pyro to keep it out. So he can be on totem duty and whatnot. This game is crazy.
Kolento's going to be devastated when he sees the hex.
This is the summit of Hearthstone. Those guys are just insane.
If he didn't get the hex, he would... If he got something else with the dot steal, wow, there's so many bad cards he could have drawn, but instead he gets the perfect one.
God, even that spider had its place, by the way.
Yeah.
And now Fire Elemental is
not
just
gonna get
too late.
Done.
One turn too late.
Yeah. Remove it. It's
one
maybe
turn late.
Oh my God, I can't even believe this game.
That's just amazing. I
think you Harrison heal.
Yeah, if I was Thijs here, Kolento with zero cards in his hand, I would be inclined to heal every turn,
yeah.
Because there is a possibility of a Ragnaros.
Yeah.
Like, you want to escape Ragnaros range.
Yeah. Yeah, the most damage you can draw in 1 turn would be 8 with a Shaman deck. So...
I mean, there is the possibility of Doomhammer, and that would be pretty scary.
Yeah, well...
So
God, actually, you know what?
You might keep the Hearthstone.
Oh, God, the thing is, I'd want to heal so badly here, but I guess if you steal this, even if he draws Rag, it's only 33 to hit you.
You have a good chance to survive.
Then there will be an egg. Then there will be an egg is too weak here, obviously.
Yeah, you got to play one of these minions. You know what? No. Oh God, That's
like
bravery, but you know what? I think maybe he's looking at the deck. He's saying there's no Doomhammer in here.
it's quite possible that Kolento doesn't play it because he has so many of those death rattle stuffs, and you have to cut something to fit all it in with the ancestral spirits and stuff.
I think it's over, by the way. Like, I don't see a way for Kolento to actually win this game right now.
Yeah.
If he has to do, oh wow, almost out of cards.
He needs to heal every single turn from here. There's just not even a question. Take that spell power totem, attack, face, heal.
By the way, I think there's like no
Play
way
the
to
egg.
no way to activate the egg.
A lightning storm.
Well, Kolento needs a
Kolento,
hex.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of protects the board, I guess.
Kolento needs like to clear the board again and be able to. I don't know.
Well, that's the hex.
Hex is.
So if he draws another removal, I mean, Thijs has nothing to deal damage. Thijs is just gonna run out of gas.
like even
Well, he
Death,
might have another minion in his deck, though.
It's
even
possible.
Deathwing is not winning this game.
Kolento might actually win this in fatigue. And there's a taunt totem.
You know what? Yeah, he's going to need 2 minions
But
because
he
he can totem every turn and stuff.
Yeah, but the taunt I think is irrelevant. I would expect us to see a silence on that. Just to keep that and make sure that there won't be any more of those.
That's the last card, and this card is really
That's
good.
a good one. That's a good one.
But do you
He can
heal
actually-
here?
I think you activate the egg. I think you play the Orkanai and you just hero power the Nerubian egg.
Oh, I like
because
that. Yeah, that's really smart.
It's gonna be a 4/4. I mean, Kolento would if he had a lightning storm. I think it
Yeah,
would
he
have
needs a
happened.
lightning storm, and he needs to hit the spell damage totem to be able to.
He's going to win in like, not next turn, but in 2 turns he will win if he does that.
Yeah.
How did it come to this? Like how?
And
how
he
is
has
this
a
game
taunt
going?
totem, so actually like, oh my
And
god.
now I'm pretty sure Thijs is gonna see the play and just activate the egg, and that way Kolento won't get even a use out of his urge. Oh no! Because now Kolento sees that he can actually Earth Shock that Nerubian egg, and it cannot be activated anymore.
Well, he can also Earth Shock. Yeah, okay. Oh. Ooh.
This is 1 to last card. Kolento has only 1
Yeah,
last card.
we
in his
didn't
deck.
know how many cards Kolento had. But I mean...
He does have a Shadow Word Death here still.
Yeah, so it's still looking good for
Yeah, this
Thijs.
still doesn't do anything. He needed a Spell Power Totem to actually kill a minion with this, which would have been great. That to kill the Orkanai with that would have been amazing. He needed a Spell Power
Yeah,
Totem.
then the egg would have been just dead then.
Yeah.
But now... The Fire Element, it doesn't kill anything, and it's just gonna get the last Shadow Word Death.
God, this game is so crazy. Guys, get out there.
Wow.
Tell your
Fatigue.
friends. These are 2 of the best players in the world going at it with one of the wildest
I'm
Shaman
getting so
Priest games.
hyped about this series. I mean,
This
this
is
is
so
just
good.
game 1.
It's really impressive, like how, in contrast to the Cupcake and Freezer game, where there was a priest versus shaman, they didn't do anything. Here, this is an action-packed game till the last card. They're going to fatigue anyway, but still.
I think that Kolento doesn't play anything this turn. I think he tries to roll a Spell Power Totem next turn. I mean, he knows only 1 Shadow Word Death has been used.
I like to go in for
right
face
to
with 3 damage.
face.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
What
This
is
is going to be 1
Kolento's
fatigue.
last card?
There is the first fatigue damage.
Yeah, what is the last card?
Nerubian Egg is the last card.
Oh.
Oh no.
He can't do
Well,
anything
that's
to
not
activate
gonna
it.
help.
So he needs to, yeah, obviously use this. Thing is, if it's like, Thijs could be thinking, oh, he might have lost track. Maybe he's like, oh, is it a Doomhammer or something? Because that would actually kill him, right? Just in time?
Yeah, he can't heal himself right now with the Orkanai on the board.
Yeah.
Also, there's a frog.
He could
as a taunt.
silence it, though. He can silence it.
Oh, that's true. He could.
Would you silence it and heal? Or, well, I think he's got a lot of counting he's got to do. Would you take out this 1/1 totem? Would you take out your egg? Would you silence your guy and heal? I think these are all reasonable questions.
Well, if you heal yourself, you're back to 9,
Yeah.
and you can survive whatever
You take
happens.
2 fatigue next turn. This is his
7.
first fatigue turn.
So you die to Lava Burst, but
And you-
I wouldn't expect a Lava Burst from this deck.
No.
I think I would just heal anyway.
Whoa.
And deal damage, yeah.
Taking out the 1/1.
Okay.
I think that's
This
alright.
leaves his taunt totem, and I would feel a little bit safer with this.
Yeah.
And the last card
Side
is the
cards.
Nerubian Egg.
Oh, no.
Can you win with this?
No.
Kolen-
Wow!
What a
that
game.
was an insane, insane game. I cannot believe it. Kolento put up the fiercest fight in Shaman versus Priest. I mean, we did see Cupcake actually win that match, but in a very different style. A kind of different Shaman deck. Very exciting stuff out of Kolento here, but somehow Tice stayed calm, did everything he needed to do. There were times where there's 6 powerful 4-attack minions on the board, or well, I guess there was like 5 4-attack minions and like a totem. And Tice just sits there. He's like, no problem, I'll just sit here and I will figure it out. And he did. That game was utterly impressive.
It looked hopeless for Thijs at the point of where the mana tide was not getting dealt with. Kolento was drawing 2 cards with it, and he was forced to holy fire a mana tide totem after it has already drawn 2 cards. 6 mana, 5 damage on that card. It's like, what a disaster. And he had a really difficult time also clearing the board with all the death rattle minions.
That's why I closed my iPad.
There was a couple of things, because Kolento was really passive. Like, he didn't want to go for face. He was really valuing the board position, just clearing the minions. If he would be a bit too, like, more aggressive, he would just win the game, because he was getting those rock biters, he was having the Alakir, and then he enabled Thijs to actually like have this chance to clear the board. But it's hard to say if this was a misplay. It was just another approach to the game, and he was very close anyway.
Yeah, that's a game where it's a lot easier for us to say that he should be more aggressive. But if you call into there, like I mentioned during the game, there could have been one part of the combo or some kind of AoE clear in Thijs' hand, and it could have turned out badly.
That is true. That is
Look
true. But
at that hand, by the way.
Well.
Wow. Now,
all right.
Now
so
that's what you want to have against the Priest.
What deck do you bring in against this Warlock deck when it kills you? Because
yeah, let's go to another match.
Let's be realistic here. Tice winning this game is already almost impossible. A double Twilight Drake, Mountain Giant. We see. Well, he has the Shadow Word Death, but there's going to be a couple Drakes out there.
He is running Silence. So I wouldn't say like that Thijs already lost, but this opening is something you really want being a headlock.
Kolento has 3 Twilight Drakes in his hand right now.
Oh my god, how do you deal with this?
That's pretty crazy.
Even if you kill the first one with Silence, which is not in Thijs' hand.
No.
It's really hard to deal with the second one and then like face this.
That is a fact.
And he doesn't discard one of the Drakes.
No.
He did lose Shadow
It would be
Flame.
dumb to discard one of the Drakes. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you want to have them, right?
Good call by Kolento.
It's a very important card.
Good call by Kolento here, soul firing the injured Blade Master.
Well, it would let him dig towards things like Silence, and that's just something he can't have. That's like how Tice could possibly take this game.
Was Thijs actually reading Hearthstone Jones, like what it does?
Well, I think he's bluffing a little bit, to be honest. We've seen this a little bit throughout the tournament. Some of the players like just pick up a card and look at it for a moment, even though it's not even something they can cast. So I don't know about you, but I definitely watch my opponent's hand, so I can get angry when the card they just drew killed me.
I thought he was just enchanted with Hearthstone's smile.
I mean, he's a very handsome man. Or cartoon character in this case.
And he has very good dental care, that's for sure.
So, Thijs has kind of limited options here.
Yeah, he does. In fact, I would go as far as to say he can't cast anything in his hand right now.
No.
And healing does
Nothing at all.
This hurts. Heal the Drake. Oh.
You can heal for a principle. Okay, I guess it's well, do you cast Faceless or do you just cast the second Twilight Drake here? Because you know that Faceless is just good.
It fits the curve
He could
very
go
well.
with the Faceless, yeah. Next turn he can life tap and then top the third Drake.
Yeah.
But that's I really like Facelessing the Twilight Drake in this matchup.
It seems like if you have triple Twilight Drake on the board against the Priest, it's some kind of like an achievement unlocked.
It should be.
Yeah. Achievement unlocked. Priest breaks his keyboard. No more rainbows.
Crossed streams.
Concede on turn 3, no damage dealt.
By the way, do you kill this 1/3? I think that you do.
Yeah.
Because if he top decks the Silence, like, it doesn't even matter.
Oh yeah, you do kill it. It's like you're not concerned about like dealing 4 points of damage. It's all about just setting up the board here. And Love Lab is also pretty nice. Do you agree with it, Savit?
Not necessarily. I feel like he could have established another Drake before playing the low tap, because the low tap kind of it protects what you already have on the board, and here he could have played more stuff before playing the low tap. So I feel like he might have gotten more value out of the low tap a little bit later.
In fact, the low tap, like, what are you preventing here? A silence? Well, you already killed the
sure.
cleric,
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't think the low tap did anything except just make another minion.
Maybe he's playing around Master Spell.
No, I don't think so.
I think that he just saw every card in Tice's deck in the last game, and he knows there's no Mass Dispel. For this, by the way, if he hits that with the Twilight Drake, then suddenly there's a really great play for Tice next turn with Wild Pyro and Shadow Word Death. Yeah, look at that. You can clear 2 of these. That's fantastic.
If he gets a silence, it's even better.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that would be just insane.
And actually, if it clears up the Pyro, he can then Holy Fire the other one. So this is actually turned out... What?
Oh my god.
Do you like this?
That Iron Vial.
Well, this is going to backfire.
Yeah, no, I would just... I mean, if you can remove 2 of these minions and set up removing the other because you have the Pyro out, as long as he doesn't, like, Mortal Coil it.
I mean, I can understand the logic behind this. He doesn't want to Shadow Word Death that because he knows that there's 4 giants in the deck and he has to deal with the giants. So I don't think it's necessarily a mistake, but
it's like 13 damage on
Kolento has the perfect answers here. He can go Owl, he can Mortal Coil that after probably running the 4-1 Drake in.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a fantastic play there for Kolento.
I would expect the 4-1 to go there and then the coil.
He also drew a card. Farseer is nice.
Let's go ahead and life taps. Just play a Watcher here, perhaps.
Yep.
Or you can keep it just to make that Mountain Giant a little bit cheaper as well.
Yeah, this game is tough for Thijs.
It's just so much damage on that board.
He gets Okanai Soul Priest, but he doesn't have Circle of Healing, so the card is not that good at this point. He can steal an Owl.
Whoa, that's a great play.
Sadly, he doesn't get the battle cry from it when he steals it. So he could maybe... Is he gonna do the Shadow Word Death? He could also maybe Holy Fire the low tap.
Well, I guess like at this point he realized that there is no point in holding it.
Yeah, probably.
Well, he did use a Mortal Coil, so may as well heal yourself here.
But
unfortunately, a Giant can just come out now.
Look at his Thijs' hand. It's so bad. Like only 6 mana cards and Okanai.
And on the other side of the board, I mean, Kolento with just about everything.
I think he's going to kill this and play that Mountain Giant.
I'm sure this game is really confusing for Kolento. He would love to have the minion war, like trade those minions, but he can't. He just, well, he can kill this minion here, but you know, like instead of, Kolento doesn't like to go for face and just win for that.
Look at this board right now.
Wow.
There's just nothing here for him. He cannot even Holy Fire it.
I mean, Concede looks like the best play.
Yeah, Concede is like pretty strong in this situation.
But he could try to like fish for more information in case Kolento like shows some card which hasn't been played yet. But I think Kolento played plenty of matches with this deck already, so...
Yeah, for sure.
I think Thijs knows the list card by card.
Also, if Kolento is winning, Kolento won't show anything that's that has any value.
Yeah.
He'll just
that's
play the staple cards.
Yeah, he's definitely one of these guys that won't make a mistake like that.
No.
But, you know, Thijs not one to give up, just like that last game. That looked hopeless at times, but...
And before Kolento throws into Harrison Jones in a handlock and just slams it on the board.
Yeah.
Thing is, there's 15 damage here, and in hand he has... Yeah, he has 5 more.
Does he have 8 mana?
Does he have...
Yeah,
he has 8.
So that's that.
That's
Oh
lethal
my
right
God,
there.
Siphon Soul.
Let's see if he trades or goes lethal. I think he's going to go lethal. I think it's a better play.
Yeah.
Yeah, lethal is a good play.
I like going for lethal here.
Yeah.
I know he loves trading minions, but
yeah.
he likes winning more.
Yeah, winning is pretty good. All right, so, you know, that kind of went how we expected. The handlock crushes the priest. Thijs didn't really have a chance. His hand was pretty weak.
Twilight Drake, no silence for the Twilight Drake. Yeah, that's about it.
It's a tough matchup.
How about
right?
2
It's
Twilight
really-
Drakes and also a Faceless and also a Giant?
You know,
And a low threat.
it's all about counter decks, right? Like you have a good deck, then you bring a counter deck, and it's possible to win against the counter because counter deck never has 100% win rate, but it's really tough. It's like if you have 70% or 80%, if you have those Twilight Drakes, it's really hard to lose with that counter deck.
Now, Thijs has left Shaman and Paladin. Of course, after this Warlock deck is defeated, there's going to be a Druid. Who do you go with?
I like both of them.
Shaman and Paladin. I think both are viable options.
Yeah. I guess just maybe if it's whatever you're more comfortable with, I would imagine Shaman will be what he picks. I think that that's one of his favorite decks.
I can't quite remember if there's like a big game hunter in the Paladin deck, or maybe in two, but yeah.
He goes for Shaman.
Yep.
The Shaman thing is like if he gets the correct cards in the correct moments, Airshock for the Twilight Drake, Hex for the Giant, maybe spawn the board a bit with the small guys, and has Flame Tongue Totem, which is a really important card. He might be able to just control the board, overextend a bit.
Wow, Kolento with the Ancient Watcher, Iron Beak Hollow. Definitely something you do against the Shaman.
One of the best starts.
This is what
Against
you've
the
been
Shaman,
talking about.
absolutely the best start.
Yeah, this is. You've talked about that a lot this weekend, Janne, where you're saying this is how you beat the deck for real. Like you have to get that out there. You have to be killing totems, taking control of that board early on.
I wouldn't be surprised if he life up here. He can activate that later, and he doesn't need the 4 damage in. So next turn he could like a Mortal Coil and then kill off something else with that.
Yeah.
But I really like getting it out early, in case there was something that he could kill easily.
Would you silence the Giant now instead of life tapping?
I mean,
No.
No, it's just through life tap, right?
Well, this
On
next turn, I think he's
On
going to
next turn, on next turn you silence and more.
yeah, this is activation now. Mortal Coil the 1/1, activate that.
Yeah, it's so strong. And Shaman will be overloaded next turn.
Yeah, he can. I mean, I guess he could Rock Biter it or something with his face, keep the wolf out.
How important it is to silence it opposed to like Sun Fury Protector?
I think it's kind of important because there might be like a Flame Tongue coming out and something. Well, there is Overload.
I mean, Rock Biter is a card that combined with a wolf can just kill the 4/5. And
wow.
You know, maybe he's just waiting for Hellfire.
Yeah, he does have
He's
that.
not even using the Mortal Coil. Oh, because he wants him to overextend. Okay.
Well, I mean, the Mortal Coil would be like pretty useful if he plays something coming up here. Well, the thing is, if he actually Hellfires this turn, then I guess the Mortal Coil was never going to do anything. But you can save it for later on. Thing is, Shaman does enough totems and stuff. You'll eventually have something for the Mortal Coil to hit, no matter what.
Yeah. There's the Hellfire.
The problem with this Hellfire is that it went 1 for 1. It's like it only killed the Feral Spirit.
Yeah. And they already dealt some damage as well.
AoE is really valuable against the Shaman. So, Knims, do you think he maybe used it too early? Did he need to use the AoE there?
I would really prefer to use Silence before, like on turn 3, just Mortal Coil, silence the Watcher, kill one of the Feral Spirit, because then you save the AoE, you establish the board, and you're in a better position.
Do you like Fire Elemental here on the 4/3?
Yeah, but seems like he's going for the Unbound. Well, with that he can do the Lightning Bolt and the Rock Biter, so he actually gets to clear more stuff off the table. So I think that's a good play too.
Yeah, and it only overloads him once, so he can just play the 6/5 next turn.
Oh, okay.
Oh. He's also playing around Siphon Soul, because if you just play Fire Elemental, kill something, you just play into Siphon Soul, and
that's true.
the board is still good, still big.
Leaving up the Farsia, so he has a good target for the Fire Elemental next turn. I really like the line of play from Thijs there. I think that was excellent.
Do we just slam the Giant?
Slam the
Life
Giant.
Tap Giant.
Or do you want to use Iron Beak on Unbound? Yeah, then there's a couple of plays.
I don't like the Iron Beak on Unbound at all, to be honest, because it doesn't really change what your minions can do to it. I guess it would save your 3/3, but there's a 1/2 spider out here, so I think if you want to kill the Unbound, just run these 2 minions in. I don't see like a ton of value from them. I guess you could use one for a Shadow Flame.
You can
but
use Mortal Coil after that, so it's like a silence
Oh,
down
okay.
bounce.
Yeah,
you
that's
keep
right,
the
the Mortal
Farseer and Mortal Coil it.
He has a lot of good options here.
Oh my god. I guess you have to go with the Giants.
Yeah, I like the Giant over the Drake because there's obviously the Hexes for the Giants, there's the Earthshocks for the Twilight Drake, but Hex is 3 mana, so if there's like the one answer card in his hand, then his turn will be kind of limited anyway.
Okay, he loses the 1 owl there.
It's probably fine.
For now, it's
Yeah.
fine. Like,
There's
losing Siphon Soul will be probably worse.
Against the Shaman, I mean, it's not a disaster to discard that.
So now we have a Solitaire Spider facing this 8/8 Giant and a 3/3 Farseer.
I mean, he could take him out, but I think he's going to Hex.
Like a Hex Rockbiter, Hero Power, or maybe he could also like Hex Flame Tongue and then kill off the 3/3 and then Hex.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. He already used his Hellfire, so he probably has 2 more AoEs in the deck.
I think that this is another one of those like turns where there's a lot of viable options.
It's a cool thing about Shaman, by the way. Like, you have so many cards that are like cheap cost and so many decisions to have.
Yeah.
Also, like, you influence your future turns with overloads.
Yeah, it's definitely a very complex deck to play correctly. I do like this too. It gives him 6 points on the board to use.
Sludge Butcher is always nice, by the way.
He could Mortal Coil one of the spiders too, so not to make the trade with the Belcher too easy.
Don't you want to have a totem? Oh, I mean, like, do you life tap here?
Yeah, I mean, you have that frog totem.
It depends what he's gonna do.
Frog totem. You have the frog totem out. And so, I mean, it's not going to be an easy trade with the Belcher anyways. He'd have to use an extra card. So I think I actually like the life tap a bit. This, in a way, is the life tap anyways. Draws 1 more card either way.
I love having Soulfires against the Shaman because of Azure Drakes. And those Unbound Elementals as well.
Could even use it here. I think the Siphon Souls aren't really that important against Shaman anyways. Like if he discarded
What
one of
about
those.
Twilight Drake? I mean, do you want to wait till you see Airshock and then play Twilight Drake? I guess.
That was an interesting turn right there.
The Belcher's lost.
What do you think about that turn?
I was actually thinking that he would have played the Defender first, then killed the far off Spider, and then after that Mortal Coil the other Spider, the 3/1 Spider, and just leave up the Flame Tongue. But I mean, it was pretty good. I mean,
oh, a Molten Giant
Yeah.
is pretty nice.
definitely.
Well, you do Siphon Soul here. But
having the Giant is gonna be good for next turn.
the totem got frogged.
Yeah, that could be pretty hard to deal with. He just hasn't been able to keep any sort of board out.
Mana Tide is not bad as well. You're shutting them down for the removal cards. Second Airshock.
Mana is really nice here.
Yeah, with Lothar, that's quite good.
You don't want to leave it up, but how do you deal with it then?
Well, this turn you absolutely don't.
Especially after
It's not
Lothar.
possible. I mean, he would have to life tap into 5 mana Soulfire or something.
And with double
He
Airshock,
already
like,
used them both too.
Twilight Drakes are just dead. Like, they're non-existent.
Yeah.
No, this is one of those few times where the second Iron Beak Owl would have actually been really nice to have.
Yeah. Well, he will set up some taunts here. He is getting a little bit low on life, so you have to be careful about that. Especially since there's no Overlord coming next turn. You could always see a Rockbite or Alaki or something like that.
Oh, you called it.
Wow.
That's
That would have killed him. He would have died if he didn't
Wow.
just taunt that. Wow, I was not expecting that, but I was like, oh, yeah, he's
was
pretty
like,
play.
is that lethal? But not quite just yet.
Wait a minute.
Can he just
He deal 10.
Yeah, he can deal 10. If he had 11 mana, he could kill
could
this.
kill
He
him.
could double Earthshock and then go for the Rockbiter.
That's pretty
Alakir.
funny.
Or he could put him down to 3 HP. But again, not quite lethal.
So it's super dangerous with double Airshock and this Alaki Rockbiter combo.
Yeah.
Can you set up for lethal next turn like easily?
I think you roll a totem and see what you get, because with the Earth Shocks, you might be able to, with Defender of Argus, Earth Shock, and Spell Power Totem, you can maybe start to clear some stuff out, and then...
You can probably use one Earth Shock just in case. Because next turn you will be playing Air Shock into like Alakir, Roguebiter, Air Shock. And you're also drawing one more card at the end of turn. Yeah, I like it. It's like setting up for lethal here.
Yeah, I like putting it on the Lotheb, especially here. And I kind of like skipping the Mana Tide as well, to be honest. Like, trying to keep that out of the way. But by using this on, you can't like blow up your 2/3 to kill Lotheb, so that's nice. And he does deal 1 more damage with the Mana Tide.
What does it even mean? Like, if you attack your opponent with Mana Tide Totem for 1?
It means that if there's a life tap, then he would have lethal with the Alakir Rockfighter, because that's 12.
It's like a mockery. It's like, this Mana Tide is like, I draw cards and I also like kill you with this.
Do you have to blow up your Giant right now? No. You could play a Twilight and blow it up.
Yeah, he could do that.
Because then, I mean, you go to face for 10. That's pretty good.
Well, you have to clear here.
I would imagine.
I wouldn't be surprised to see something like a Lotheb either.
I think that I think like that Air Shock into Molten Giant was like a statement that you actually have lethal because you're just leading taunts and trying to push with damage.
That's a very good point. That Lotheb is definitely going to mess him up.
Oh
my god.
That Lotheb.
I can't even believe that.
If he played the Twilight Drake and used the Shadow Flame on that one instead, he would have lost the game.
Okay, so the thing is, he's gonna set up taunts next turn. Oh, this is what a terrible situation.
Wants to roll a taunt on him, and he gets it.
He gets the taunts. Is he just going for face here?
This might come back to haunt
Oh
him.
my god, this is super risky.
He doesn't get the double value from the Rock Fighters anymore.
There's like Siphon Soul and a taunt coming next turn. This is huge.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I think that this is sealed to the deal here for Thijs.
No, I think there's a Doomhammer somewhere in there.
We just saw the whole deck and...
Oh
wait.
No, that was
Kolento's.
Yeah, that was Kolento's. Never mind.
Thijs might actually be playing a Doomhammer.
Yeah, he definitely could be.
Yeah, I think Thijs is playing it, but he needs to draw it soon.
Really soon.
And if there's multiple taunts coming up, then the Earthshock won't be enough to get through all of them.
So here, definitely Siphon Soul Alakir.
I think so. I think you want to heal.
And then you...
I feel like he's going to play the... Is he going to play the Twilight Drake this turn?
I think I would love to taunt.
He could also like just kill it with the Giant and drop a Drake and and the Sun Fury.
Because he saw an Earthshock used it like 2 turns ago. He doesn't necessarily have his second one yet.
Yeah.
And if he does even, I mean, at least that gets rid of one of your taunts right there instead of like at the last second when he's killing you.
There's quite a few options.
Oh, okay. I think Thijs can't actually even be too upset with that. That can't be too surprising for him.
I have a feeling there's a Doomhammer coming up. Oh,
that's still a lot of damage. Come on. If you roll a spell damage totem, that's 10 points of damage just like there.
Yeah, but he's got 14 life. There's a Giant out. Oh, man. Oh, that was a taunt totem.
Taunt totem would have been like a 0-8 in a way.
Well, this Giant will just go for face.
Yeah.
Another Giant.
Well, I think I guess you can taunt him and then play the...
Yeah, I would expect the taunts.
You can also double Sludge Belcher and that's it. It's like attack with the Giant, double Sludge Belcher.
Wouldn't you rather have 2 Giants though with taunt?
You can. I mean, double Sludge Belcher is super safe.
Yeah, it sure is.
But double Giant with taunt is also good.
I mean, yeah.
Oh boy.
Not bad.
Oh my god.
What can Thijs even draw anymore?
Oh my god, this is 1 turn too late.
He needed it
That
last
is
turn.
brutal.
That's
Thijs.
so
So disappointed.
Oh, if it only drew that one turn earlier.
He knows.
No, there's nothing you can do.
God.
He can still play it. Double Rockbiter
That
and
is
attack the
so
giant.
brutal.
He can kill one of the giants with the Doomhammer now. Oh. Okay.
Sudoku.
Yeah. And the giant is dead, so.
Oh my god, that game. He was so close.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that was so close so many times there. Could he have done it a bit different? Because you were saying, and I thought it was a good point, that he was broadcasting that he was setting up for lethal when he earth-shocked the giant. Could he have done something else there to...
I feel like maybe playing Alakir was just too soon. It's like just keep Alakir with a Rockbiter because when you are playing Alakir and just going for face, you are broadcasting that you have possible lethal when you are silencing the giant.
Yeah.
But then if you're playing Alakir, you're just giving too much information. It's like, yeah, I'm just going for it. I have something to kill you next turn. So you're just giving away the tools, where if you keep Alakir with a Rockbiter, you're not really giving information how much damage do you have in your hand. So I feel like silencing the giant and going face with the Malatai Totem was okay, but then playing Alakir, like even without anything, I would just totem up and maybe pass and try to play it next turn.
Yeah, it was a bit weird that he chose to play the Alakir like that. I mean, with the Rockbiter already in his hand and the opponent low. I mean, why? I
took a
didn't
gamble.
quite understand. I mean,
He just took a gamble that there is no taunt, and sometimes people are not playing taunt givers. They are just playing, for example, like double Sun Fury and double Belcher. So they're not playing Defender of Argus.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of decks have that nowadays, so... well, we'll see how this goes for him. He's going into Paladin. This is Theis's last deck. If he loses here, he is out, and Kolento goes on to BlizzCon. But Paladin definitely has what it takes to take out Handlock, and it definitely has what it takes to take out Druid as well. Even a kind of wacky Druid like what Kolento's playing. Theis has chances here. That hand is not that impressive.
It's certainly not impressive. When you're playing this matchup, you want to get the Twilight Drakes, you want to get Mountain Giants.
I forget if Theis is playing a BGH. 'Cause yeah, I remember he's playing like double Senj, and he has some like a nod towards more aggressive decks early on.
Oh my god, Artosis, do you see this? The third card, he lied. He is actually playing equalities.
Oh my god. That's the first time he's drawn an equality in this tournament, which is hilarious.
yeah, that equality definitely gonna be important at some point.
Yeah. He's got a shade there as well.
Well, what Kolento has to do is just to build a small board that's threatening to just bait out the removal. If you are in a position where you have to unload the giants, like just play them and play into equality, you're in a bad spot. But if you're able to just stabilize with the Ancient Watcher that has to be removed, you might be in a good position to actually like bait out the removal and then secure cards. Mountain Giant, a pretty good card to get.
Yeah, that's a strong draw right there. He can play that next turn.
Wow, well that's kind of strong too.
What a draw. And look at this. He has a silence in hand too, just to point that out.
He has everything. He has everything he needs.
I love this. This is looking great for him. I would not mind a Senjin here. You have stuff to deal with everything already. Yeah, either one would be totally fine.
Well, I guess, I mean, if he was to play the True Silver, he would sacrifice the dude, and if it's gonna be a Twilight Drake, then the 4-1 will be a little bit problematic.
I like Senjin.
Senjin feels a bit better.
Yeah.
Also, if you're having a Shade of Naxxramas, you want to have a taunt to be able to protect it if you decide to attack.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that giant will be...
Yeah, he's going to be very sad after this next turn. If he ends up playing it, that is.
A Hellfire.
He's thinking of Hellfire, yeah.
That's a sick play.
God, Kolento's very good at this game, isn't he?
Yeah. Newsflash.
Newsflash, guys. Kolento is all right. I think here is a true silver and just kill this 4-2.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to leave him out there.
I mean...
And you have stuff to kill everything else, so whatever.
You're not going to play a Coda, you're not going to play a Spellbreaker, you're not going to play the big game Hunter.
You're probably not going to quality here either. I don't think you need to reduce that to 1 health for
You're
2.
not playing the Coda because you don't want to waste your removal.
Yeah. Well, he puts a little bit of pressure on still. Keeping that board clean is important. You don't want him to have an easy Shadow Flame on you if you start to build up.
You actually want to force the Molten Giants. He has, but on the other hand, Theis has equality, but he doesn't have a trigger. Like, he has a minion board. he needs either some dudes or like a Consecration or a Pyromancer.
Yeah, that's true, but he has something to take out a Twilight Drake or a Giant right now because he has a Spellbreaker and he has a Big Game Hunter. So he has time to make dudes. Because no matter what gets played here, he can kill it and make a dude. So that works out well with the equality in his hand.
But oh, he gets the Consecration. Oh my god.
I feel like Thijs might have everything he needs to take this game.
Yeah, this is looking fantastic. Look at that, already down to 13 health. Kolento is on the ropes.
Well, there is Ancient Watcher plus Shadow Flame, if I see correctly.
Yeah. He's not up at that much mana. Oh, yeah,
he is.
Sorry. 6 mana this turn.
He has to do it.
And BGH is out of the way, so the Molten Giant will be pretty cool in a turn or two.
Yeah.
He absolutely has to do it. He has to go for the Watcher Shadow Flame.
Yeah, well, it's like 12 points of damage you can see, plus
I guess Siphon Soul on the Big Game Hunter would also keep him alive, but I mean, there's other stuff too for the Siphon later.
It definitely seems like he has a Shadow Flame here. Well done there. And now the damage starts over for Paladin. The game can go quite long from here. It's so funny how
Reset.
This starts. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a life gain spell, not really useful. In fact,
not useful at
so
all.
I don't like dropping anything here. I like Dude Pass. It's terrible.
Can you drop a Kodo?
It's really weak.
Do you know that Kodo is actually a cleft hoof? It's not a Kodo.
It is a. It's a stampeding Kodo. It's a beast. It's a beast card. Okay, he does play the Kodo. This is, you know, it's a combo that you sometimes use to kill giants, but I guess when he's in a lead like this, at least he builds his board a little bit to push forward.
I like it. I want to. Oh my god, a second Molten Giant.
Wow.
But you don't play both of them for sure.
No, I think one at a time. Just because of the equality possibility.
Yeah. He has 8 damage on board that he can nail one with.
I would love to play Sludge Butcher and a Molten Giant at the same time, but there's just not enough mana.
Yeah, he's one short from that.
You know what? I feel like Kolento is in a good spot, by the way.
His hand is really strong.
It's like he has the cards to beta removal, like cards that has to be answered, and then he has Jiraxxus. And so if he survives till Jiraxxus comes to play, he will just start spawning those Infernals, and there's just not enough removal to
And with 8 points on board and the equality combo in hand, if he does drop like one giant, I could see Thijs like maybe thinking about pushing for damage and being like, okay, clean this up with your giant, or commit another giant, make taunts or something like that. But if he did that and he does live to that turn 9, plays Jiraxxus, then he's just going to win the game.
Right now, Thijs doesn't have that much pressure in his hand. It seems like he has a lot of removal, but otherwise his hand is pretty passive.
He's really thinking whether to play the Belchers or the Giants.
Yeah, I can't really blame him for this one here.
Stampeding Cleft Hoof.
I guess that's why it's called the Kodo. Oh man.
Oh, niche.
He should start spamming well met, by the way.
I like the good play, well played on myself, and then thank you on myself. That's whenever I kill minions and stuff.
Or you attack with a weapon and they're like, well played.
Yeah, sometimes. Or thank you. All right, keeping a decent amount of damage out here. And double Kodo with that 5 health, a little bit hard to get rid of with your AoE. You have to play a special type of minion.
For sure.
And I think this turn, like, he's going to have to at least taunt. Imagine if he... Does he play Black Knight in this Paladin deck?
Well,
probably.
Do you really have
imagine.
to taunt? Like, how much health does he have? 8.
Yeah.
So if he clears the board with Shadow Flame and Molten...
Paladin does not have Burst.
No, not that much. I mean, best thing you can have to end the game is like a true silver, because that's 4 direct damage, but what else do you have for direct?
He's again 1 mana short, because he could drop Molten Giant, faceless it, and then use 1 for Shadow Flame.
That would be nice. You could drop 2 Molten Giants and just use 1 for Shadow Flame.
Oh, you certainly can.
Yeah. Looks like that will be the choice here. Really nice play.
That's the Shadow Flame.
Being very careful about his life total right now.
He's confident with 8 HP.
KT comes up.
KT on empty board is not that good.
No.
Do you think he plays Sylvanas here?
nothing else seems
Nothing else
any
seems
good.
to. Yeah, you can't equality here. The thing is, the Siphon Soul is just going to come out. He's going to take 8. That's like.
That Iron Beagle is just going to be amazing here.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah.
If he draws Soulfire, he might also go Jaraxxus, but no.
He even gets Immortal Coil to protect the Iron Beak Owl.
To kill the dude!
That's amazing. What a draw.
Wow,
What a top deck.
Well, every time you start a turn with killing a dude, it's a good
Yeah.
it's a good turn.
That's. You got to keep those dudes under control.
So the dude is dead. Well, silence the Sylvanas. That's 2 points of mana. He still has 6 left.
and
You can Siphon Soul, yeah.
Seems
perfect.
So, like, you just have to do it, and this might just force the equality combo.
Oh,
my
for
God.
extending?
I'm actually a bit surprised, but
It's probably gonna work out all right.
I mean,
yeah, I think you're right.
it's
thought
not,
that would have been
it's
outside.
not bad, because if you just leave one giant on the board, any Aldor Peacekeeper is just our humility.
damage.
Yeah, but
Oh my
Thijs,
God.
Thijs knows that there might be a Jaraxxus coming. But is he
Only he had
desperate?
two.
Is he desperate enough to just go for it anyway and risk it and try to go for face?
Equality Consecration through Silver Face really seems like a good play.
Yeah, but Jaraxxus. Oh, man.
God.
Well, there's only one Jaraxxus in the deck. You just check how many cards your opponent has left, and then you make a call. And he will
I think
probably
he
go
has
for it.
to go for it.
Well, he did play Ala here in that spot, so
Yeah.
I don't see him not doing it right now.
He's looking at Kolento's deck, how many cards he has left, and there was 12. I think he's gonna just take his chances and hope that there's no Jaraxxus.
Also, you have a
Do you
silence
think
in
he
your
might
hand.
just
Come on.
kill the one of the giants with the sword? Is there like, because he has a Holy Light in hand.
Oh, he's going
No,
for a dude
okay,
play.
He's going for it.
Why do we play dude?
Huh.
Did he like miscount mana?
Wow, bringing himself up to 30 right now. He wants him to commit even heavier. This is Jaraxxus play.
2 giants, not enough.
Is that greedy? Oh my god,
God.
he needs to kill that dude.
Oh, that dude's going
The
down.
look on Thijs' face says it all. I mean,
Yeah. This
he
might
did
be it,
not
man.
want to see the Jaraxxus. He knew that he had to win unless that was played.
Yeah, and right now he's forced to do Equality Consecration, which is 6 points of mana. Even after attacking Jaraxxus, he knows that it might be tough. If Kolento has any Taunt Givers, and Kolento certainly has a lot of Taunt Givers, he has a Taunt, he has a heal, 2 heal cards.
2 heal cards and an endless wave of taunts.
Kolento has everything to win this game right now.
Yeah. Yeah. He
I mean,
certainly does.
Okay, you miss a silence. Like if there is a Tyrion, oh my god, there is
Does
a
he
Tyrion.
take that risk?
I mean,
Twitch's Tyrion?
He dies if he does.
Yeah, Tyrion will be silenced. I mean, it's gonna be siphoned and.
Yeah. It looks like he
And,
just wants to take the risk, and I
yeah,
actually
he
can't
has to
really
take-
blame him.
Is that it? It's like Tyrion.
He
you play
plays with the
Tyrion
game,
and you lose.
so the game is over either way, really. This hand is too good for Kolento.
I mean, what if he clears here and like he called the consecration and
Plays
I
it
don't
next
know.
turn, or?
But if this Tyrion comes down, Kolento is going to BlizzCon.
Are you telling me that Thijs had 2 counter decks to handlock and still he wasn't able to just go
Yes.
to Kolento? I was saying it before. If you are able to choose, do you want to face Kolento or do you want to face Jaraxxus? Who do you pick?
And that is
Kolento, every time,
Wow.
what?
Imagine facing Kolento and
Both.
Jaraxxus at the same time.
Oh, it's like
Oh my, here it is. It looks like we have our last
wow.
BlizzCon player. It's gonna be Kolento.
On the back of his handlock deck,
Yeah, Mr. Hearthstone himself, taking out Tice.
Before the
What
match,
a match that was, too.
Before the match, Kolento was saying that Handlock is a deck that can beat decks with even big game hunters, maybe even 2 big game hunters, and there's no real good counter to it. And I'm not surprised to see him first ban Tice's Handlock and then just use his own like this.
Yeah, it delivered for him. So Kolento will be going to BlizzCon. Unfortunately for Tice, his journey ends here. Very well played by him, though, I have to say, and I even agree with that Tyrion play. Like, he has to do something. He's trying to win, not
what
just to
an
stay alive.
amazing series by both players. Like Thijs played really well. He took the risks. It didn't pay off, but the plays were really good. He did get his Doomhammer 1 turn too late. He was so short. from winning the games, and amazing play. Like the first game, Priest versus Shaman, was fantastic. It's like phenomenal game, one of the best games I've seen today in like my Hearthstone career.
Absolutely. Frodan, what do you have to say about that?
I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Nimsh was taking my spot right there, but I think it's worth re-mentioning that I think these two players gave a hell of a series, and even though it's 3-1, I think it wasn't indicative of how closely contested it was. Definitely got to tip my cap to Kolento because I predicted that he'd be able to do it, and like you said, I think the guy who wins this is one of the heavy favorites going into BlizzCon because he represents Europe, and these for good reason as well. I do believe we're getting ready for a winner's interview to see how Kolento is doing. He did have one of the latest matches last night, but it didn't seem to stop his great Hearthstone play. Rachel is waiting with Kolento. Let's hear from the winner.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Kolento, an amazing series of matches. The first one, a little bit scary. What was going through your head there? Because that looked like a surefire win for you.
First of all, I had like really fast sensitivity, and I didn't manage to make my turn in time. But yes, I did a mistake in one turn, and I think it cost me the game.
Game 3, this last one that you won was also a little scary. Did you at any point feel like you weren't going to win? Because the rest of us were a little nervous for you.
Oh, I know Tide's decks, and I was like a bit surprised that he chose Shaman over Paladin against my hand. Like, he's playing BGH and Paladin, and I was thinking that is such a good matchup for him. But it turned out that I won, and it's great.
It did turn out that you won. All that confidence he had in the beginning was for naught. Is there anything you want to say to the fans out there who have gathered to watch you?
Keep watching me.
Keep watching them, guys. Remember, if you want to watch more Hearthstone next weekend in New York City at the Hammerstein Ballroom, it is the 5th and 6th. We're going to have the North American qualifiers for Hearthstone Road to BlizzCon. This is Kolento. He is your final qualifier from the EU Road to BlizzCon. We're going to give it back to the studio, and then we're going to be back with some StarCraft 2.
Thank you so much, Rachel. Congrats to all of our winners, and congrats to Kolento, arguably the toughest opponent here on his road to BlizzCon. Guys, let's wrap up the day with some of our favorite moments. Tell me and highlight, and tell me your favorite stories of this tournament so far.
All right, let me start here. That first game that we saw between these two players, where it 6 or 7 big 4-attack minions out. Thijs has nothing to deal with them. The fact that he came back and won that, I thought that game was just insanely well played by both sides. Maybe Kolento made a mistake not going to face a little bit more, but I thought that was a great game.
All right, so Beats, give me your favorite highlights here.
I mean, I love to watch Mr. Yagut play. It's just such a fun time because I'm trying to like predict the plays, and so many times I'm wrong. And he did some like completely different plays, and they really worked out for him well, taking some risks. And I was so impressed, and it was so much fun to try and figure it out, and I just couldn't ever.
He's quite the mystery man indeed. People want to see him stream. Maybe he can oblige his fans, even though he didn't get to BlizzCon. Nimsh, give me some of your highlights for today.
Well, my highlights are that I was actually here. I was able to watch those games live. I was able to talk to the players, like to learn about their stories and about their backgrounds. But the biggest highlight is the fact that Kolento is the first Cloud9 member advancing to the World Champs, to the top 16. So he did deliver. He did advance. And I'm super happy about that. I'm super happy for him. I'm super happy for the team. And I'm really proud. So amazing event.
Team captain, proud of his team member. Well done, Cloud9 people. That's going to wrap it up. Oh, my favorite, of course, is, well, I had two. One was I would like to see the unknown people rise up like Quar as well as Green Sheep. Those two guys, gotta say it again, the people who weren't supposed to be here are the ones going to BlizzCon. Fascinating story. And the biggest tease of today was a Thoughtsteel Jiraxis, but it didn't get played. Come on, Frezar. But I understood you had to go for lethal. Don't miss it. I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. Guys, we want to remind you one last time, Rachel brought it up, that there is going to be another Road to BlizzCon for North America this weekend, October 5th and 6th in the Hammerstein Ballroom for New York City. So if you're local, it's free to enter. You're also going to get some free Hearthstone packs if you're from the first 1,500 people entering for the final day of the event. Make sure also to check out everything with Road to BlizzCon and find out these players, not just for Europe and North America, or Americas, excuse me, but also for China, Korean/Taiwan. I know Artosis is doing a lot of work over there in Asia. You can check out his work over for OGN and find out more about players all over the world trying to vie for that $250,000 prize pool given away in November. We also want to remind you guys that StarCraft event is about to finish after this stream, so even though we're done here for the Hearthstone section of DreamHack Stockholm, there's going to be more action here at DreamHack. So don't go anywhere, guys. When we come back, more action for StarCraft for the event. Make sure to check out your local listing for Twitch and find out more about that stream. Thank you so much for watching. From Frodan, Savitz, Nimsh, and Artosis, and the rest of the DreamHack crew, this has been the European Regional Finals. Have a good night.